Good morning.
Wait, try louder.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi there. Sorry to interrupt your conversation.
We still can't hear you.
Welcome to Shawnee Mission Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Danny Hewitt, as if you didn't know that already. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life's journey, you are welcome here. We are so happy that you've chosen this sanctuary in time. That you're here is something to celebrate. We extend an especially warm welcome to our visitors. We'll be waiting to chat with you at the welcome desk after the service. Remember, we were all newcomers once. And if you're joining us online, please say hi in the chat. We now invite everyone to rise and greet each other.
Good morning. We have just a few announcements today. First of all, the semi-annual meeting will be today after the service. There will be time for question and answer as well as some updates from the board. It'll be in here following the service. You can get your coffee and treats and come back in. Secondly, please join us this Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. here to carpool to a day of advocacy at the Capitol in Topeka with Boots on the Ground and Kansas Interfaith Action. And if you are a recent newcomer to our church, please consider attending our Just the Basics class. It is today immediately following the service. This is a 30-minute overview of Unitarian Universalism and this congregation and will give you a chance to ask questions and meet other new folks. So today after the service, grab a cup of coffee and a snack and look for Jim Christ in the foyer near the welcome table. And now we have an announcement from our youth.
Hello, everyone. 'Tis I, Joyleniam dam Tharvarspinia, Princess of the Elven Kingdom of Autumnliftafar. Thank you. And this is my friend, Ari. Oh, so you immediately clap for her, but not for me? Okay. She is on a quest, but has taken some time out of her day to join me in my announcement. So, now, my close friend, Joy Sagan, you may know her, has asked me to be here today to share some great news with thee. And because she saved my life that one time, you remember, don't you?
It was very cool.
Yes, it was. Well, I simply had to agree. I am quite excited to announce that this Friday, on the 16th, will be this year's annual youth-held dance. In honor of this, I have brought this strange device, a disco ball. What? That was last year. Oh, okay. This year's theme is fairy tale formal. No disco balls involved. That makes sense why Joy would ask me to be here specifically. Of course, yes, okay, I see. I understand now. Let's see. It will take place here from 6 to 9 p.m. Bring food to share, if you can, and wear your best costume. Unless, of course, you are an authentic fairy tale being, such as me and Ari here, in which case, wear your best formal attire. There will be a contest for the best get-up, as well as a prize for most Kevin? Whatever that is. Come join us for music and fairy tale fun. Well, that sounds just delightful. I do wish that me and Ari could join you, but unfortunately we have other things to attend to on that date. But don't worry, your beloved Joy will be back for the dance. I am sure thee will all have a wonderful time.
And remember, this is an intergenerational event. So talk to someone new, make a new friendship that you might not have before.
Well said, well said. As the kids say, she prepared that feast. Consume. Consume, yes. Now I am sure that thee will have much fun and have a great time, and that you all have other things to do today. So, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
We will now take a moment of centering with our ringing bowl. Our opening words today come from Reverend Shawnee Barron. We are immigrants. We are citizens, people of faith, people of principles. We have family members who are scared for their lives. We have friends in detention. We are transplants to Kansas, and we have roots that stretch back beyond all memory. We are joining with thousands of people in the streets, in churches, at home altars, united by outrage, by devastation, heartbreaking news, hearts breaking for the first time, for the state of violence that grips our nation, our families, our lives, the invasion of neighborhoods and cities by a federal government weaponized anew. And we carry with us the weight of a bitter knowing that the death of one white citizen sparks national outrage, but 36 brown and black people killed by ICE last year, the thousands detained, the communities terrorized, the lives ended in custody and desert crossings in the back of vans. These deaths arrive and depart like weather. No one reports. This is the math of empire. But here we don't do math like empire. We do the math of the heart, where every single life weighs infinite, where one missing father is a whole universe gone dark, where a mother taken at a traffic stop is a grief that echoes through generations. We count like people who learned how to count on each other. Spiritual teachers of all traditions remind us in these times of pain and darkness that there are times to act and times to rest, a time to lead and a time to follow, a time to care for others, a time to receive care, and a time to lament. Cole Arthur Riley in Black Liturgies reminds us that lament is not a threat to our survival, but a means to it. It's how hope salve know where to go. Lament is the invitation to honor the rawness of our pain, at what it means to live in this life so filled with violence, and to figure out how to go on. And we go on, not because the violence will end, but because when we name it, when we feel it together, we practice being able to hold it together and go on together. Come, let us worship. Please rise as you're willing and able for hymn number 119, Once to Every Soul and Nation.
Once to every soul and nation comes the moment to decide in the strife of truth with falsehood for the good or evil side. Then to stand with truth is noble when we share its wretched crust, ere that cause bring fame and profit, and 'tis prosperous to be just. Though the cause of evil prosper, yet 'tis truth alone is strong. Though its portion be the scaffold, and upon the throne be wrong, then it is the brave one chooses, while the coward stands aside, till the multitude make virtue of the faith they have denied.
As Naya comes forward to light her chalice, we invite you to join us as we recite our covenant. Let us affirm, love is the doctrine of the church, the quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, and that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with one another.
Could I please have all the children come forward? Hi. Hi, everybody. You sit here. Hi, guys. Come on over here. You're all so far away. Come on over here. Scoot on over. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Hi. Who's that? It's who? Mr. Coco? Oh, no, that's not it. Well, Fwa Coco. Fwe Cuco. Did I get it? Fwe Coco. It's a Pokemon. Hi, everybody. I see some new people over there. Hi. Hi, guys. So, I'm curious if any of you have noticed this week that any of the adults in your life are a little stressed. Anybody notice? Raise your hand if you notice. Yeah. I guess all of the adults in our lives are a little stressed. What have you noticed? Anything? Fear. Mm-hmm. Anything else? Yeah. Yeah, that's hard. Brokenheartedness. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tension. Yeah. Is anyone else feeling any tension? Do you know what that means? It means that you feel just kind of tight, and you feel like everybody around you is maybe a little stressed, maybe a little bit, just, it'd be nice to take a load off. Yeah? What'd you say? Nothing. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little stress reliever, okay? And I'm going to invite everybody in the whole room to stand up if you are able, okay? And I'm going to do this for the children of all ages, but adults are welcome to participate. Okay. So first of all, we're all going to make the sound of a horse. Ready? Okay, and then we're going to do this 3 times. You're going to reach your hands up as high as you can, and as you go down to the floor, you're going to make the sound of a horse, okay? We're just going to do that 3 times. Ready? Set. Okay, one more time. One more time. Okay, now everybody sit down and close your eyes. All right, I'd like you to sit very still. And we're going to do a little bit of a ritual that we did the other day where I ding the ringing bowl, and I'm going to just ding it 36 times. We heard that number earlier today. And all you're supposed to do is listen to the bell. What are you supposed to do? One more time, what are you supposed to do? All right, here we go. All right, let's take one more deep breath together. Okay, now you can guys go get your wiggles out in RE with Fue Coco.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Each month, we as a community take time to reflect on a theme. The children do this in their classes, and we do it here in worship and in our small groups. This month, the theme is practicing resistance. This has been a hard theme for me to work on this week, especially considering the times we are living in this country and the things that have happened this week that have been so horrendous and not normal in the life of a democratic nation. I find that right at this time that the best advice from Soul Matters resources this week, at least for me, have been to keep practicing these activities that bring me joy and peace and live at being my best self as best as I can. I discovered UUs in Topeka, Kansas, who are practicing resistance to the hate of Fred Phelps, his church, who are protesting the LGBTQ community in very vile ways. I'm grateful to the UU resistance because their resistance was comical and light. And I have protested with UU since from wars that have been unjust. I'm also grateful for the support that I received in the Codependence Anonymous community in Topeka, introduced to me by people in the church. I often carry my 4-year coin that I received while attending meetings. I would like to close with a quote from Melody Beatty, which is from her book Beyond Codependency, which is sort of the Bible for people who care too much about other people's business sometimes. Here's what she says, and a good advice for all of us in all times. We can think, we can feel, we can figure things out. We can solve our problems and let go of those we can't solve. We can stop taking care of other people and start taking care of ourselves. We can enjoy life. We can be close, trust, grow, change, and love. It's okay to do all of these things, and it's our responsibility to give ourselves permission.
We come to this place to see and be seen, to teach and be taught, to hear and be heard. I invite you to reach over and nudge the person sitting next to you, reminding them and yourself that we are gathered here together in peace and in authenticity and in intention. We also come to this place to share our joys and sorrows. If you have a rare joy or a profound sorrow, I invite you to come forward and briefly share in 2 to 3 sentences and light a candle. We will now pause our live stream to give ourselves some privacy. Let us come more fully into this space. Perhaps that means putting your feet flat on the floor, taking a deep breath. To begin, we'll take a deep breath together and sigh it out. Spirit of love and justice, sacredness within us, between us, and among us. We cry out in fear and grieving, in anger and determination. Love and justice, take hold. Remind us who we are. Lead us forward and guide us in your ways. When we are afraid, turn us to each other so we may give and find comfort and strength in community. When we mourn, open our hearts yet wider to the joys as well as the sorrows of this world and to compassion for all beings. When we are angry, remind us again and again of our ideals, keeping us true to their vision. Oh, Spirit of love and justice, give us determination to hold together, to better this world, to love humanity in spite of it all, to keep the struggle when times are hard, and to move as one to a new day of promise. Let us breathe together once more and sigh it out. Amen, and blessed be. Please remain seated for our meditative hymn, We Believe.
We believe in justice.
We believe in justice.
We believe in equity.
We believe in equity.
We believe that love is at the center in solidarity. We believe in connection.
We believe in connection.
We believe in curiosity.
We believe in curiosity.
We believe that love is at the center of generosity. We believe in love, love. We believe in love at the center. We believe in love, love. We believe in love at the center. We believe in love at the center. We believe
Our opening reading today is from Renee Nicole Good, entitled Learning to Dissect Fetal Pigs. I want back my rocking chairs, solipsist sunsets, and coastal jungle sounds that are tercets from cicadas and pentameter from the hairy legs of cockroaches. I've donated Bibles to thrift stores, mashed them in plastic bags with an acidic Himalayan salt lamp, the post-baptism Bibles, the ones plucked from street corners from the meaty hands of zealots, the dumbed down, easy to read kind. Remember more the slick rubber smell of high gloss biology textbook pictures. They burned the hairs inside my nostrils, and salt and ink that rubbed off on my palms. Under clippings of the moon at 2:45 a.m., I study and repeat. Ribosome, endoplasmic, lactic acid, stamen. At the IHOP on the corner of Powers and Stetson Hills, I repeated and scribbled until it picked its way and stagnated somewhere I can't point to anymore, maybe my gut. Maybe there in between my pancreas and large intestine is the piddly brook of my soul. It's the ruler by which I reduce all things now, hard-edged and splintering from knowledge that used to sit like a cloth against my fevered forehead. Can I let them both be? This fickle faith and this college science that heckles from the back of the classroom. Now I can't believe that the Bible and the Quran and Bhagavad Gita are sliding long hairs behind my ear like Mom used to, and exhaling from their mouths make room for wonder. All my understanding dribbles down the chin onto the chest and is summarized as this: life is merely to ovum and sperm, and where those two meet, and how often, and how well, and what dies there.
Second reading is the Serenity Prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
I had a sermon planned this week that I was feeling very excited about in preparation for the semi-annual meeting after the service, about how revolutionary I believe circle processes will be to the trust building of our church. But as the events of the week unfolded, and my family and friends in the Twin Cities contacted me in grief and in ongoing panic and disbelief, I found myself struggling to sit down and write. I just did not have the space in my brain, and my heart was grieving. I wonder if any of you can relate to the shock and disturbance that 2026 has brought us so far. All day Thursday, I wondered, when a new sermon would come to me. I do not like this feeling, and it rarely happens these days. But by now, I've learned to give it time. So I existed, paralyzed, shocked, grieving, all day Thursday, well, not to mention all day Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I admit I spent much of that time spending too much time online, watching and rewatching videos that are now seared into my brain. I was exposed to a lot of things online this week, as I'm sure you all also may have been. I saw how people reacted to the news of violence, and while some of it made my heart lurch in disbelief and rage, some of it brought me levity and connection. My favorite thing I saw was something that my friend Lynn posted on January 7th, the day of the shooting. She said, "Well, that concludes my 7-day free trial of 2026. I'd like to unsubscribe immediately." That little sense of humor opened me up, and finally on Friday evening, I set my 2-year-old up with her most engaging toys and a snack, and I sat down to write. I had 2 writing assignments. First, I needed to write for the vigil for victims of ICE on Saturday, which was yesterday, and I needed to write for today. Because I know myself by now, I know that I need to get something down on the page for Sunday first. But my mind was so clouded by the Saturday vigil, with questions like, would it be dangerous for me to go out, to speak? What risks am I taking in being present to the violent tactics of a regime? I thought of Renee Good, who was a mother. I'm a mother. My neighbor whose husband was deported is a mother. Rising around me was the cacophonous noise of a new landscape of risk. The question shifting beneath our very feet as the events unfold: how do I assess the risk? Indeed, I was feeling like it was very difficult in that moment to accept the things I could not change, to find the courage to change the things I could, like go and speak. And I did not feel that I had the wisdom to know the difference. So I closed my eyes at my computer. My heart stilled. My hands did not type. Time passed, and I sat there, deep within my own overwhelm and great sadness, and some little hope that this could make some difference, when my 2-year-old daughter announced, "Uh-oh, hice un gran mes," which means, "Uh-oh, I made a big mess." I opened my eyes, and I saw her squeezing a lemon over her head, juicy vesicles embedded in her bangs, and sticky juice running onto the floor. So I got a towel, and while I was down there on the floor, I think, well, while I'm down here, I may as well get these yogurt footprints off the floor. And I follow them into the living room, and lo and behold, there are spots all over the house that I could be getting. And as I clean and as I scrub and as I find yogurt footprints in places you wouldn't think someone could get their foot flat on the floor, I feel a little released from my angst. And instead, I'm filled with a sense of kind of purposeful clarity and relief, because I can make this floor look fresh. I can make it look brilliant. Surfaces are something I can wipe clean. Whereas whether or not a mother was murdered horrifically on Wednesday is not something I can control. And the government's global abuse is not something I can control. I can inhabit the world in a space of methodical peace as best as I can. I want to be very clear about what I'm trying to say here. It's that the more we are at peace with ourselves, the more we care for our nervous system and our minds and spirits in traumatic times, the more grounded we are going to be able to engage. Because if we stay in that traumatized space, and if we don't care for ourselves, this will eventually cause disruption in our communities. It will cause problems in our intimate relationships. It will cause physical and mental unhealth in ourselves, and will keep us from deepening our engagement with liberation and sustainability and enlightenment. This is why this week, amidst such turmoil and grief and awakening, we look specifically to the Serenity Prayer, which encourages us to step inward into that space of equanimity, which is balance, specifically amidst a time of crisis. There's a reason that the Serenity Prayer is used by addicts who are in a moment of crisis. There's a reason this is used by people who really, really, really need a change, because balance is the most important step in being able to resist unhealthy forces that are out there. This is very Buddhist to me. The Buddhists commonly affirm that the dishes are the start of enlightenment, or for me, the yogurt footprints. Meaning, can you do what needs to be done with peace in your heart? Can you even do the dishes in peace? And if not, then how could you imagine going out into a traumatic time with peace in your heart? It all starts at home, inside each of us individually. Your relationship to the world begins with you. For stressful times are when our most codependent cycles will crop up. Maybe we'll decide to completely meld and negate ourselves. Maybe we'll decide to cut ourselves off from what is so overwhelming. I wonder, are there unhealthy behaviors or patterns that are coming up for you in this last week? Are you ping-ponging yourself between throwing yourself on the steps of the legislature and drinking vodka alone? This is why I encourage us all to start with the yogurt footprints, finding peace in your own sphere and finding agency in your own sphere. To engage with what we can control so that we can grow in our ability to hold the world's suffering like the Buddhists do and still be well enough to engage. In an editorial from the National Catholic Reporter this week, we are reminded that at moments like this, it's tempting to locate responsibility entirely out there, in leaders, institutions, systems, and they do deserve scrutiny and resistance. But that's only part of the truth. The deeper danger lies closer to home, in our growing belief that nothing we do can matter, that outrage is futile and resistance is symbolic at best. Authoritarianism thrives not only on force, but on resignation. Thus, it was these little yogurt footprints that led me into my own space of relief and peace 2 nights ago. These little yogurt footprints that led me yesterday when I left the baby home and went to speak at a vigil to mourn all those who have been subjected to the violence of our nation, specifically through ICE. It was those tiny yogurt footprints that led me here today, and the tiny yogurt footprints on my heart that will lead me this week like a pathway out into the world.
The work of the church depends on us, our generosity of time, wisdom, and financial resources. We invite you to give generously to support the ongoing work of the church. The offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared values. Let us affirm that we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please rise as you're willing and able for our closing hymn, number 170, We Are a Gentle, Angry People.
Gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a gentle, angry people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a justice-seeking people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are a honest-seeking people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. and we are singing, singing for our lives.
This week, I invite you into a new type of discernment about how you will engage with the world and also with yourself. Go in peace.